Good morning, guys and gals. Look, I keep getting asked a lot of questions very similar to each other. I'm going to try and put it all together in a nutshell. A couple of more things you need to know, tips and tricks about being here in Bali. Things like what's going to happen when you get here, how do you get from here to the hotel, insurance, money, all that sort of stuff. So hopefully I don't waffle too much. Hopefully I give you the right information. And if there are still things that you're not sure about and you want to let me know, drop us a comment and leave a message after this, and I'll see if I can find out for you. I just feel that sun on my back. It's beautiful. People ask me why Bali. What is it I love about Bali? Well, it's everything just about. Bali is the most amazing destination that I've been to in the world, and I've been to hundreds of countries, literally. So why Bali? Well, mostly for the culture and the people, the activities and the range. You can do anything you could imagine here in Bali. You can skydive, you can deep dive, you can parachute, you can go anywhere, you can eat just about any food cuisine in the world. And the most amazing thing about Bali is it's so cheap to be here that you're not going to blow your budget just in the first day. In fact, $100 a day is pretty hard to spend over here in Bali. Let's give you a quick idea of average daily expenditure. So your hotel accommodation, I've got a list of Bali on a budget videos that we've been putting together now, talking about accommodation for about $20 or $30 a night, and you get a pretty fancy room for $30 or $40 a night. So in fact, there's a room that I saw this morning, and it's pretty basic, but it's $4.40 per night, and that's in Kuta. That's downtown Party Central. So if you want to come over here on a really cheap budget, you're not paying anything. $4 a night, that's insane. And I'm actually going to go to that hotel if I can and film it, because I want to see what you get for your money at $4. But for 30 or 40 bucks a night, that's insane. It's just incredible. So Bali is a dirt cheap place to come and visit. The people here are beautiful. They're so loving, they're so caring, they're so helpful, always smiling, always happy. The activities and facilities here are out of this world. You will never ever see any other country that's got this much diversity in where you can go and what you can do, and the prices that you pay to get in. Okay, so there are the downsides. It is crowded and it is bustling and it is in your face. And the first time you come to Bali, you're going to have people running up, do you want your hair braided? Do you want tattoos? Do you want beads and bangles? Look how many, I've been a victim too. But it can be intimidating when you first come here. Just turn around, don't give them eye contact. If you're walking down past someone selling t-shirts or something in the mall, if you look at them, they gotcha. They go, come on, come on. And they want to haggle and they're trying to beat you down in price. Don't be afraid to say no thank you, and just keep walking. If you don't want to talk to them, don't give them eye contact, because it's going to be harder for them to try and get your attention. That usually dies after the first day or two. You sort of get over this, looking at everything like that. You're looking around, pretty much shows them you've just got here and it's still all pretty brand new. But look, over my shoulder here, we've got a Pizza Hut. On that side, we've got Starbucks. We've got tons of places that are familiar for what you're used to from wherever you come from. And we've got these other places called warungs, and a warung is like a cafe, and it's home cooked or the sort of local meals, and they are just beautiful. Look, people talk about Bali Belly, and I'll just give you a really quick tip on Bali Belly. I always travel with something like a Modium. You can get some tablets here at the local apothek, which is like a chemist, a pharmacy, and they can slow your tummy down really quickly without gumming you up too much. Wash your hands all the time, especially before you're eating. And I tend to try to find, if I'm buying local food, I tend to only buy it where someone's got a sink and a toilet and somewhere that they can do sensible hygiene. The street carts and the little more out of the way places tend to be a little bit more, in my opinion, dodgy. But having said that, I've only had Bali Belly in 6 months twice, and both times it was after a visit to somewhere to get a breakfast muffin. Now, I'm not going to tell you where it was, but it was a very common place that sells muffins for breakfast. That's all I'm going to say. I got the squirts from that, like, yeah, I won't forget. But generally, shopping and getting by on your regular items, the things that you want to to be able to have a look around. Let's have a quick look in here. This is the Indomart. Now that's like a little supermarket. There's hundreds of these around, and I have yogurts and ice creams, sandwiches, fruit, lots of fresh fruit, water. So here we go, 90 cents. 90 cents for a bottle of water. Big bottles, how much are they? $1.20. Yakult. There's it. A cheese sandwich. Pre-packaged, all ready to go. Chips. Iced coffee. Iced tea. Iced tea is a really big common drink over here. Lots of fruit drinks as well. Tons and tons of water. 60 cents for that. And Pocari Sweat. Now it doesn't sound good, but it's like an isotonic drink, and it's got a lot of the salts and the sugars and stuff that you need to give you a bit of energy. You can even buy a beer here. These are non-alcoholic ones at this one. So nuts, snacks, more drinks, some hygiene products, some toiletries, bit of sticky tape. Noodles are very popular here, 2-minute noodles, and they're yummy too. So, that's something you don't see too often at home. Cigarettes behind a counter without shutters on, plain packaging. But smoking's not a big issue over here anymore. It used to be. I remember years ago coming in, the guy at the customs was sitting there having a cigarette when he was stamping the passport. I went, geez, you don't see that anymore. But no, smoking's not very popular over here. You can get vapes over here. Someone asked me the other day, is it illegal to bring vapes over here? You can't get zero nicotine vapes. So if you're trying to cut down on nicotine, you might pay to bring some in with you. But I haven't heard that it's illegal to bring it in. I know you can buy them over here. I don't imagine it'd be too much of a problem as long as you just bring enough for your trip over here, and you're a bit common sense about that. But don't quote me on that one. Might be, if you're not sure, might pay just to jump on the website and just check it out. So I'm in the domestic terminal at the moment. I've just come from the international arrivals, and the reason for that is the phone people and the other services and the restaurants are open on this side, but in the international it's pretty much still shut down and in COVID mode. I know I've mentioned this before, but it's still really important to make your trip a little bit more easy and convenient. Before you leave where you are now, load an app called WhatsApp. Now WhatsApp is a communication app. It's like messenger service. It allows you to send, receive messages from people like tour operators, hotels, resorts, restaurants, you name it. And it's very, very common over here. If you want to talk to a driver, if you want to communicate with anyone locally, they all use WhatsApp. It runs on data, so you'll need to get some data on your phone. Now depending on the plan that you're on at home, you might get a data allowance over there. If you have to pay extra for data, it's important to know roughly how much you're going to be paying over here. So you can pick up a SIM card over here for a couple of dollars. It's not much at all. And the one sort of hassle is you've got to get your SIM card matched to your phone, and they have they have to unlock the IMEI number, the international, I don't know what it's called, but the serial number of your phone's basically got to be tagged so the phone will accept a local SIM. Now I pay, I think it's about $7 for 35 gigabytes of data. It's not expensive and it's great data. It works just about everywhere in Bali. There's not many blackout spots, and it's really good. But I've heard of people being scammed or charged 20 or 30 bucks for a SIM card plus the data package that, you know, they get 10 gigs or whatever. Just shop around a bit. You'll find that most hotels can tell you where to go to get data. The drivers will be able to take you to a reputable phone shop. Don't stress about it too much, because look, I wasted probably half a day getting my card done and my phone done. But I was going to stay here for 6 months, so it didn't matter so much to me. But if you're here for 5 days, you don't want to be spending a whole day in the airport or a whole day in a phone shop trying to get your data sorted. So if you're going to come over here and you're going to get a data package, it's dirt cheap, it's easy as anything, and you just got to take your phone. Now you also have to take your passport when you're getting that IME number switched over, because you've got to prove that you're a local. and you're supposed to do it within the first, I think, 48 hours of getting to Bali, so you don't have the sales tax issue that you otherwise could have. So WhatsApp is a really good one. Another fantastic app which is going to save you a lot of money if you're getting around Bali. Instead of catching a taxi everywhere, although the taxis here are pretty cheap these days, but instead of going taxi, you can grab what's called a Gojek. And a Gojek, once you load G-O-J-E-K, once you've loaded that Gojek app, everything is dirt cheap. A lift from the beach back to your hotel is probably about 60 cents. If you want a Gojek driver to go and pick your McDonald's up at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's only going to cost you about $1 to deliver it all the way back, no matter where the place is. It's insane. The prices are incredibly cheap. Now there's Gojek, which is a scooter. You'll see the guys walking around, riding around with green jackets, Gojek. And there's also another one called Grab. It's the same thing. You can get a Grab car or you can get a Grab scooter. You can go get them to grab you dinner. You can even get them to bring you liquor. So I would definitely recommend you get the WhatsApp app loaded on your phone, and also the Grab or the Gojek app, so you've got a way of getting around cheaply and doing what you can. Now these are prepaid apps, but you can take cash. You can give the driver that comes to pick you up for your first fare, you can give him 20 bucks and he can put credit on your app. So if you don't have any credit, you can pop into a shop and fill it up there, or the driver that picks you up for your first fare can actually load it directly onto the system, and you've got credit for any other purchases or anything else you want to do. But 20 bucks goes a long way off. I don't put anywhere near that much normally. I put about $5–10 on mine the amount of times I grab dinner or something like that. You can pay on a Gojek app for a lot of food and stuff too. So I know I've talked a lot about the cell phones and about getting your phone switched over here, so let's go and find out what we're going to do. Hey boss, what do I have to do to get my SIM card for outside phone, for international phone?
We have 25 GB.
Yep.
The price 100,000.
That's $10.
Yeah, $10.
Yep. So 10 bucks, 25 gigabytes, and how long is that good for? A month?
Yeah, for 1 month.
Hey, how can you go wrong? And you do all the conversion here for the IMIE number?
Yeah.
And all you need is your passport?
Yeah.
There you go. So how's that? I'm with Telkomsel actually, so they do great rates. 100,000, so it's $10 Australian. We'll get you 25 gigabytes, including the SIM card. This guy are going to switch it over for you, and that's good for 30 days. Can't go wrong. Thanks, boss.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
There you go. And we're at the airport now. I'm in the domestic terminal. Do they have one of these in the international terminal?
No, and in domestic.
So best off to run down to domestic and get you to do it for us.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, not in international, only domestic.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you've got to come down to the domestic terminal to get this guy to do it. I've been to other places where they don't have the same deal. So some of the shops that can convert these over for you will do like 20 or 30 bucks, but you get 7 or 8, 10 gigs or something. So just be careful, watch out. But that's what these, straight from the telecom shop people. Thanks, boss. They'll convert your phone over. Only takes a few minutes, and you're straight up and running when you're over here. Excellent coverage, and be able to keep in touch with what's going on at home as well. So it's like an introduction to Bali and to the haggling and the shopping practices is when you get to the outside of the airport and suddenly you got 40 people asking you for a taxi or a ride or a private driver or something, and it starts there and it stops when you get back to the airport to go home again. So it's just part of it, and it's a bit of a game. It's not, they're not being aggressive, they're just in your face a little bit saying, hey, what about me, what about me? Sell your t-shirt, better price, best price here, special. Oh, they'll come up with every story in the world to try and get your attention. But the next guy's going to give you the same story and the same discounts. It's quite funny. Most of these cars would be what we would call overseas Uber or a private delivery car. Over here they have Grab and Gojek that do the same service. In fact, I think they bought Uber out over here because they already had a pretty good foothold in the market. But lots and lots of private rideshare type companies, and the prices are incredibly cheap.
Yes sir, come. The price for you.
Always a good price for me.
Good morning.
A
Yeah.
better price. I got my own motorbike. It's okay.
Motorbike. Hey, come with us.
How much for here to Ubud?
Okay, after you.
How
That's
much?
for you. Where's the Ubud?
Hey?
Ubud, the big area.
Oh no, just in the middle of the city.
Okay.
How much?
Okay, for you. Okay. How much? That's for you. That's for me. Okay.
What price?
Yeah. 300. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
That's
okay.
true.
Yeah.
Not today. Just asking.
Oh, yeah.
See this man? If you see him,
Oh, yeah.
look him up. 30 bucks to Ubud. It's a fair distance, so you can get a good price. You've got to haggle with these guys. You turn and say, come on, 25. Give him a good tip though. If he's a good driver, give him a big tip.
Yeah.
Hey boss, thank you.
Thank you.
Saksama.
What's your name?
Mari, Maza.
Norman.
Norman.
Balinese people.
Yes,
Yeah.
love you.
Example for fishing, come with us. I
Excellent.
can be help you.
Okay, he's going to help you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Fishing big area
Yeah,
on the sea.
Saksama. There we go. He'll take you fishing. He'll drive you up the road. That's pretty good. 30 bucks. It's about the same as what they're charging up down around the corner, and you're looking after a little fella. Not a big corporate. I like that personally. I know that these other rideshare places, they take a percentage of what they give the drivers, and the drivers basically end up doing it for cost plus 5 or something silly. So now let's compare. Hey boss.
Hello, how are you?
What is a taxi going to cost me from here to the centre of Ubud?
Sanur,
No, Ubud.
Ubud.
Yeah,
Ubud business area, you know.
in the city.
Oh, in city.
Yeah.
350,000 rupiah.
How much?
350.
350, so it's about the same? Okay, makasih. There you go, 350, 35. Hey, I'm not, I'm just vlogging. Ah, that's the price, I see this one.
Okay.
And they're private drivers, are they?
Yes.
Oh, there you go. So it's different. It's about the same. No, I live here.
Yeah.
So the same.
Yeah, where are you going?
Ubud City.
Ubud City Center, yeah?
Yeah.
Center 350.
There we go, there you go. So, look, the good news is, when you get one of these guys, whether you get a private taxi or a grab or something, you're paying about the same amount of money, and it's actually, it's nice and fair now. It used to be, you used to pay 50 bucks just to get into town. And there's 3 stands right next to each other, plus the driver sitting over there by the car park. So before you even get out of the airport, I've had about 20 offers for people to take me to where I'm going, and the price is actually pretty similar, which is great news. There you go. So I'm pretty excited about that, because there has been a reputation for it being a rip-off of people taking advantage of you. But now, I guess, look, if one thing's happened from COVID, it's reset a lot of things that weren't working really well before. Money changes with scammers, and there was a lot of people getting burnt trying to change their cash when they got here. They're all gone now. All those scammer money changes have been shut down or gone out of circulation, so that's a good thing. So the police are generally very friendly and very nice and very helpful. However, there's 1 or 2 things they won't tolerate, and number 1 is drugs. If you're caught having drugs on your possession, if you're caught trying to import them or export drugs, then you potentially face the death penalty. This is serious stuff. There are undercover operatives and cops in nightclubs and pubs and down side alleys in Bali, trying to see if they can sell you drugs. And if you buy them, expect there's going to be a little tap on your shoulder in 2 minutes time. Someone's going to come around with a set of handcuffs, and you're going to end up in a world of trouble. So number 1 rule, keep away from drugs in Bali. The last thing I want to talk to you about today, just quickly, is just overall general safety. A lot of people are worried about pickpockets or scammers or whatever. Look, of all the places throughout Asia that I've travelled, Bali is by far the safest that I've been to myself. I've hardly heard of anyone having a problem over here, and when you've got millions and millions of tourists, you've got a perfect opportunity for people to take advantage of you, and by and large you don't get any issues while you're over here. But it is a bit of common sense. Be safe, don't leave large sums of money out in the open where people can see them, don't make yourself into a victim, and don't go around places at night time by yourself. Not that it's dangerous, but it's just asking for trouble. So a bit of common sense, a bit of awareness. Keep your money safe. Don't have big wads of money on you at any one time. I tend to put my money in a savings account and I transfer it across to my check account so I can get access to an ATM. I don't only transfer enough that I need for that day or for that transaction, so I don't have bundles of money sitting in a card that if I lose my card someone can get access to. Just be careful. You won't have too many problems. Bali is, like I say, it's one of the safest destinations in the world. The people here generally, the locals especially, are just amazing. They're beautiful people and they're very, very helpful. They're honest and you'll just enjoy, you'll love the place once you get here. Nearly everyone that comes here once, the next thing they say is I'm going to book my ticket as soon as I get home, because it is just one of the best and cheapest and most beautiful destinations in the planet. I'm really happy to be able to help you to make some decisions and make some smart choices about what you're going to do when you get here. And if you are coming over, look me up, we'll have a beer. Hey, see you when you get here.